Hey everybody, it's Liz Barnett, fitness and food coach here on Fitness Friday. And today we're going to be talking about working out while traveling. I have a wedding this weekend that's going to take up a lot of my time. I'm in the wedding, so I want to make sure I'm going to be able to get in my workouts just so I can stay feeling good more than anything else. If you're traveling, sometimes your workouts are just going to be about maintenance and maybe even sort of helping your body reset from the stresses of traveling, whether it means you're on a plane or in a car or just kind of out of your normal routine. So rather than thinking that you have to commit to, very hardcore workouts that you might do, when you're in your regular routine, just trying to keep up and do something, move in some way. So a couple tips that I have, certainly, doing things like going for a run or a hike if you're in an area where you have a really nice environment to do that in. That's a great way to kind of change up your workouts and stay consistent while you're traveling. Also, certainly many hotels have gyms, which are, although maybe not as luxurious as others, they certainly could get the job done. But I find sometimes when I'm out of my routine, even the thought of having to commit time to go down to the gym, it seems a little overwhelming. So I like to bring the gym to me. So I'm going to talk about a few of my favorite tools that I bring with me while traveling and ways you can kind of hack them if you don't actually want to invest in them, although they're certainly very affordable. And a few moves that I like to do while I'm traveling just to keep things going. All right, so first off, as I mentioned, when you travel, oftentimes your body can be sort of out of whack, whether it's from sleeping in a different bed or being on a plane or in a car or anything like that. So before we ever get to the working out part, we're going to talk about the recovery and the regeneration part, because, working your body includes your muscles, your cardiovascular system, but also your fascia, which we'll talk about a little bit more in another Periscope. But for now, you've probably heard of foam rolling. This one's from Trigger Point Therapy. It's my favorite one. I actually have two here at home, one downstairs in my office and one in my bedroom, so I can get a little foam rolling in first thing in the morning before I go to bed. Certainly you might not have enough room in your suitcase to bring one of these guys, but they do make a foam roller that's about this wide. That's really easy to pack. I haven't invested in one, and you'll see why in a second. But again, if you can get your hands on a foam roller in the gym, or if you want to invest in one of the smaller pieces, that's really helpful for getting all the knots out from traveling, from being stuck in a certain position. Also, if you have trouble with jet lag or sleeping, that can really help that as well. So foam roll, major muscle groups, glutes, quads, upper back especially, that should really help you reset. Now, I don't have a mini foam roller because I have these yoga tune-up balls. They're just little lacrosse balls, or like lacrosse balls. The consistency of these is a little bit different, a little bit more improved, but you could certainly go with a lacrosse ball. So it comes in its own little hacky sack here. So that's really helpful for getting into the upper and mid back, although you could certainly use the balls on their own. And again, I use that for kind of resetting the spine and all the muscles that tend to be a little tight and tired from traveling, like your glutes. I'm not a yoga tune-up ball practitioner, so you could certainly Google their method. There's another one called Melt as well, but these balls are obviously very travel friendly. So that's as far as I kind of go with myofascial release and resetting. All that stuff is great to kind of counteract the travel. If there's nothing else you do, try to get some of that in and some basic stretches. As far as other tools to get a little bit more of a substantial workout in, exercise bands are a great way to go. You're also called just TheraBands. This is about a medium weight resistance. And then this one's a loop. So I'll show you in a little bit how I use these, but it's a great way to add resistance to your workout without having to carry out a set of dumbbells. So you can really get a great total body workout with these as well. And then my other favorite tool to sneak in my suitcase or my bag are these sliding discs. These are made from Valslide. She kind of made them very popular, but there's other brands. They come with these little booties that come off. So the booties are helpful if you're working on hardwood. And then if you're not working on hardwood, if you're working on carpet, like in a hotel room, you could just leave this pulled off. Now, if you don't have these, couple things. You could use towels on hardwood, so bathroom towels, or paper plates on the carpet. So you can ask the concierge to get you some paper plates and you can mimic what you might do. So again, I'm going to stay seated for a second just to show you a few basic movements. Again, really thinking about counteracting how travel, as enjoyable as it can be, it might also be stressful. So you might be hunched over, laying on a plane or on a train. You want to kind of open the chest and engage the back. So band pull-aparts are a great way to do that, working the arms, shoulders, and upper back. You could do them from overhead, which I know you guys can't really see right now, but you get the idea. If you wanted to make this a little bit more total body, I'm going to come back here. And what you could do is you can step on the band and do some bent over rows or reverse flies here. You might even see actually in the screen, I'm not wearing sneakers, so I can even avoid packing sneakers by packing these studio socks. They have little grippy pads on the bottom, which is helpful. You also work in the upper back and the chest with presses. You can make your push-ups a little bit harder by banding them here and giving yourself a little extra resistance. So I find that these bands are most helpful working with upper body, although you can certainly integrate them into lower body work as well. I do prefer a looped band for that. Depending on the resistance, you can go above your ankles or above the knees. You never want to have it on a joint, so never on the knees or on the ankles, but a great way to bring up the intensity of your squats just by giving a little extra side resistance. You can add leg lifts to the back and to the front. My favorite, monster walks, forwards and back. And you can even do some floor work here. So if you really can't even muster the energy to get up and do some squats, things like banded kickbacks and hydrants are a great way to incorporate the band. You can also use this in upper body work as well, like in a plank. Really depends on the resistance of the band, but I like to make my planks a little harder by putting the band around my wrists. If you guys would be interested in seeing more of a full-length band workout to help you travel, definitely leave a comment below, and I'll create one of those for you. As far as the bell slides go, literally these are good for everything. You could do a whole workout with just these. And certainly you can consult the Google machine, but again, if you'd be interested in finding out more how to use these in your workout, whether you're traveling or at home, leave a comment below. So again, everything from working your core, just sliding that disc out in different directions, adding it onto your push-up to make it a little bit harder, great way to work the upper body. As far as lower body goes, you can use one or both discs, but adding them onto things like your lunges or your side lunges, ways to make that more challenging. My favorite way to use these is to mimic what we would do on the Megaformer. So I teach a method called SLT, stands for Strength and Length and Tone, and it's performed on a machine called the Megaformer, which is like a souped up Pilates reformer. They have the workout in different cities. It's called different things in different places, but New York City and New Jersey and outside New York City, it's called SLT. So the thing about the Megaformer is that you're using springs for resistance, so rather than worrying about bulking up, you're really going to challenge the muscles on all ranges of motion of every exercise, which creates really balanced muscles and strength. The way that I like to use these discs is like I might on the Megaformer. So doing things like mountain climbers, slow or fast, will change whether it's a little bit more cardiovascular or endurance, core. Doing things like pikes with your feet on the discs, or plank jacks, or crisscrossing, oh my goodness, I'm so out of breath, are all ways to get a great workout with just these few tools here. So again, if you're traveling, don't kill yourself trying to keep up or start a hardcore workout regimen. A lot of the times it's just about maintenance, and especially so that you don't come back from your trip, whether it was for pleasure or for business, you don't want to come back feeling like you're starting from square one. You want to feel like you've at least maintained and you kind of keep up momentum. So use your workouts when you're traveling to keep up, maintain, keep yourself motivated so that when you come back from your trip, you feel good to keep going. You don't need a lot of equipment. Certainly you could do it with no equipment at all. Tons of body weight exercises you could do. But I find even just the visual reminder of having something in your bag and knowing that you packed it's a little bit more, there's more of a likelihood that you'll use it. So again, this is Liz Barnett, fitness and food coach, giving you some quick workout travel tips. Any questions? If you want to see more full-length videos with how to incorporate these tools in your home or when you're out, leave a comment below. You can also check out my website. It's lizbarnett.com, LIZBARNET.com, and on my Instagram and Twitter at LizBarnett. Have a great day.